Today marks the 999th day since Papa Bear lost his son. He stares at the empty room, at the faded family portrait on the wall. Memories of that night still burn in his mind. The night the hunters stormed in. The family was in the middle of dinner. Out of nowhere, a mob of humans with clubs invaded the village. They snatched every young animal they could find. By some miracle, his wife and son managed to escape. But he wasn't so lucky. He was beaten and dragged away, locked inside a freezing iron cage. The farther the wagon rolled, the farther home slipped away. From that day forward, his life belonged to the circus. Under the crack of the whip, he was forced to learn bicycle tricks, show after show, day after day of humiliation and pain. The only thing keeping him alive was the worn photo of his family clutched in his paw. He didn't know when he'd ever escape that prison, but he believed one thing: his family was still waiting for him. One day, the circus introduced a new steep slope cycling stunt. Before the performance, he pulled out the old photo again. Looking at his son smile, his frozen heart softened for just a moment. He tucked the photo away, took a deep breath, and with fierce determination, launched himself down the ramp. The bike lifted off. He soared. He broke free of the circus. At last, Papa Bear was free. But the circus handlers weren't about to let him go. They chased him down. He pedaled with everything he had, desperate not to be dragged back. Finally, at sunrise, he saw it, the familiar house he once called home. Heart pounding with hope, he pushed the door open, but inside, only emptiness. Papa Bear collapsed to the floor, choking back tears. And then, a gentle hand rested on his shoulder. His wife, his son, they had been waiting for him all this time. Overcome with joy, he pulled them into his arms. But it wasn't real. It was only his imagination. In truth, he never found them again. So he turned his pain into film, hoping one day, someone in the audience might recognize his family. And if you ever see Papa Bear's loved ones, will you tell him where they are?